Hello and welcome to another episode of Crypto Charts. I'm Fausto Botelho, broadcasting from Brazil. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. Help us grow the channel. Tell your friends. Click the bell as well for you to be advised next videos. Today I'm gonna be showing you the S&P and a couple of the Bitcoin and a couple of coins that I think are worth taking a look at. Two of them I think it's already time to think of putting them into your portfolio. So, come along. Oops. Here's the S&P. We've been seeing a lot of times here in the channel that we think this upward movement starting in 2009 after the subprime has been reversed, and that means the market would correct to this Fibonacci level, which would mean from today's prices approximately 38%, which is probably going to end up in a crash. Now, we have a lot of evidence for that. 3 upward movements, a double top, market broke this resistance trend line, but then it, I think, pulled back, but you know, kind of a pullback, right? From December last year, 26, until now, it pulled back for 22.8%. But now, I think it's, I'm actually reading the signs here that it's drifting, which means that the market is losing the strength of this upward movement here. And that is a bearish, a reversal pattern, which I think is what we're seeing here. The market is starting to reverse this last upward movement. Also, this looks like a wedge, a upward wedge, which is a bearish pattern as well. So I think we're about to see the S&P start coming down. In the intraday chart, the 15-minute intraday chart, we see it had a sharp fall today, and that also gave us a bull trap in the intraday chart. So now we're keeping an eye on this upward movement. This is the upward trend line of the drift pattern. And we have also this upward trend line. So at any time, that could start to happen. And whenever that happens, that may have tremendous consequences for the crypto space, because 1% of the world's, let's take a look here, see what's the market cap today. I think yesterday was around 177, right? But 1% of the world's money in stocks, which is around $80 trillion, would be $800 billion. Market cap today is $177 billion. So if 1%, which is 800, come to the crypto space, you can imagine what would happen to the crypto space, right? To the moon. So we're taking an eye on that. Actually, nobody knows what's going to happen, because there's no by the book in this for this situation in which I'm expecting a crash to come, and there hasn't been a crash in the stock markets with the existence of this new class of assets, which is the crypto assets, right? So nobody really knows what's going to happen. Eventually, the markets would fall. Everything falls. Commodities falls. Everything falls. Stocks all around the world falls. The credit disappears, and eventually, Bitcoin, as being a commodity. But you know, gold is a commodity, but gold is used in the industry. Bitcoin is not used in the industry. Besides, Bitcoin already crashed last December. Remember, 50% in a month. So I think the flight for quality that follows a situation in which the S&P falls a lot, very quickly, could eventually see a small fleet, you know, deviating from the normal flight for quality. Even though, because the flight was to the treasury bills, but you know, the guy that owns these treasury bills usually used to owe $9 trillion at the end of the Bitcoin crisis, at the beginning of this upward trend, and now it owes $22 trillion, from 9 to 22 to 22. So eventually a fleet might land into the crypto airport field, and that could be very, very, very bullish to cryptos, right? So let's take a look and see what Bitcoin is telling us now. I'm going back to the chart. Yeah, I'm just checking here that I'm showing the chart, and I want to show you Crypto One here, where I have Bitcoin, and this is the weekly chart of Bitcoin. I am seeing a bottom here. It's very clear for me that a bottom has been made, even though because it broke this resistance trend line, the trend line of the downward trend that comes from December 2017, and also it broke this other trend line that was the trend line of the descending triangle here, right? So what is it doing now? Is it ready to produce us a star or harami? No, I don't think so, because when we look at what's happening now in the daily chart, we see a symmetrical triangle or a rectangle or whatever, but I think this is the accumulation, continuation pattern, which is going to put another leg like this one upwards, which is probably going to make Bitcoin break this objective that is projected from this, what I think is going to be called as a reversal head and shoulders, inverted head and shoulders, right? And if you go to the hourly chart, that's also what's happening. And now we can see a rectangle happening when the market is testing. Well, actually, that doesn't exist yet, right? Because we haven't got 2 points to draw that. So we could take that out for the moment. But you might consider that there's a rectangle here. I mean a resistance level here that was broken and produced a bull trap. So I think if that's a rectangle, the market breaks this, it will have enough strength to break this resistance level also, and also to break the last stop of 5,420, 5,420, which is the top. So bullish on Bitcoin, which means Hodl Bitcoin, but eventually could holding Bitcoin and think of buying some of these cryptos that are telling us they might eventually outperform Bitcoin. Let's take a look on that. Here we go. And here we go to the ones we're taking a look at. I'm going to organize them in alphabetical order, put them all in daily charts. And here we go. First one is Bitcoin Cash. Bitcoin Cash, which has no competitor now, right? As Bitcoin Cash SV is apparently disappearing or something. Bitcoin Cash broke this resistance trend level, trend line, and is accumulating in what I think is going to be called as a rectangle, or maybe it's going to be called as a double top. But I think the market is going to produce a flag here, an upward flag, and it's going up. So we're taking an eye, and for that we take an eye. We change it to the hourly chart and take a look at that. Whenever that is broken, I think it's a good clue for you to put some of Bitcoin Cash in your portfolio. Binance Coin, very bullish in Binance Coin. Waves 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we're entering wave 5, and we could go as high as here. That will be the projection of this movement, which must be said, it's the smallest between these two here. See, that's what I think could be projected upwards. This is the height of this ascending triangle. So, being conservative, the market would move some 124%, or would move 280%. Now, let us examine this accumulation pattern. We just had a bear trap here, so that's very bullish to me. It's holding tight in the support trend level, so I think we're going up. And I think we're finally going to break this and go to those objectives that I told you. Now, EOS is behaving like it's forming a ascending triangle. I'm recognizing this as an ascending triangle. I can't guarantee that. I wouldn't trust that it wouldn't touch again this support trend line, or even transform what I think is an ascending triangle into a rectangle. So meaning it would test again this 90,000 Satoshi level. But if we go to the hourly chart here, look at that. Well, it's not saying too much actually. It's holding tight again here in this support area. Yeah, maybe we pick this hourly chart and keep an eye on this resistance trend level. Trend line. Always confused. Trend level, trend line. But I think it's definitely a continuation pattern. And next one is Litecoin, which is, well, the point is, after having broken this resistance level, the point is to know whether this is a pullback or a reversal, right? So we're keeping an eye because of that. Nano broke this resistance level, trend line, resistance trend line, and broke this resistance level, which is now inverted polarity and offering support. And if we go to the hourly chart, it broke this resistance trend line and is accumulating in what I think is going to be called a upward flag or a rectangle or whatever, a continuation pattern. So I think none is a good bet. I would put some of it in my portfolio, definitely. Now Ripple was falling a lot since December, right? End of December, but it reached a support level, important support level, and it's reverting eventually. The hourly chart is telling us that. Now, what's happening now? I don't know, but it's probably gonna evolve into a continuation pattern as well. So I would also put some of a Ripple in my portfolio as well. And Stellar is testing support and sort of drifting down here, so it could reverse that. But you know, it left all these sideways trend above this resistance trend line that was tested, and market couldn't break it. So maybe this is another rectangle, and it's shooting prices down. We have to take a look, but you know, from if it's a rectangle, from where we are now to the resistance line, there's 32%. So maybe we could think of a bet on that, right? Even though, because this resistance trend line, not very trustful resistance trend line, but clearly the market has produced something. So if it breaks this resistance level here at 2240 satoshis, 2,240 satoshis, I would bet on it and put some of it in my portfolio as well. And that's it for now. Thank you for watching the video until now, and I'll see you next time. Ciao.